You know, we've had a lot of interesting conversations, Lauren, and we will more about how the Democrats fell short, what happened, where Democrats need to dig deep and regroup. But moving forward, what does the fight for women look like now for women's rights, women's health care, women's freedom, and that within how the Democratic Party moves forward?
Yeah, well, there were silver linings in Tuesday's results. I mean, 7 states passed abortion referendums, even where they voted for Trump in those same states, which, you know, we had talked about before and sort of like scratched our head, like, could that happen?
It actually shows that tangible issues did break through.
Absolutely.
And so when you're talking about fascism and autocracy and these issues that are too difficult to comprehend when you're working every day and you're not, it doesn't impact you. It's the tangible issues, how women were impacted physically by Trump's first term, and then the price of, you know, eggs.
Right. I mean, there's always been this conventional wisdom that sometimes when people think someone's going to win, they'll like vote, you know, they vote for a president of one party and then try to check their power by voting for electeds. In this case, it seems like voters did that with those referendums, right? The referendums, in a sense, like a check on whatever Trump might do or what his party might do to push further abortion restrictions. And I think we're going to keep seeing those. I mean, the battle for America, and I've been saying this here for years, is through the states. I mean, many of the state legislatures hold the keys to American freedoms, and I think people are newly understanding that in different ways. Notably in Pennsylvania, you know, where we had this shocking, you know, sort of sweep, Bob Casey losing, you know, all of this. The Pennsylvania state legislature remained Democratic, and that just was called last night. So
that race with Casey is not called,
and it's not called
yet,
but
I hear I don't think they thought it was going to be close.
They didn't think it was really close. And fair enough that it's not called. Several races that are still not called. Look, I wanted to say this because I've been thinking about it so much this week that I think really the dividing line, I've been wrong about a bunch of things, and I think we're all kind of taking stock of what we got wrong. I think the numbers turned out that women, of course, did vote for Trump in huge numbers, but really, like, the big dividing line, these gender lines are very real, but so is the education divide. And I think that's one of these places where Democrats, to me, it's less about the working class, not working class, and more about education and the fact that college is not accessible for millions of Americans, and yet we set that up as the ultimate bar of success. And then
same with home ownership.
Well, home ownership, but you know what happened on college campuses this year? I mean, think about that. You can't, so you're supposed to want me to aspire to this thing I can't afford that's $90,000 a year, and then I'm going to get there and I'm going to have to deal with like this crazy sort of backlash to dissent, you know. I think all of that is part of the factors here. But we got to figure out what happened, why the men in this country are so angry and so willing to sign on for something that is against the interests of the women in their lives.